There are regions the news never talks about. Places left out of Netflix documentaries. But that doesn't mean nothing is happening there. The Philippines. Cebu Island. Over 5 million people. An economy on the rise, but still trapped in an old shell. Traffic. Corruption. Waste. Over-reliance on tourism. But what if? What if this entire region could be restarted? Not just a city, but an entire island. With new infrastructure, a digital economy, transparent rules, real jobs, new ownership models. Pushpin, this is not a government project. Pushpin, not a UN initiative. Pushpin, this is a private vision. We call it CebuCore. A plan to relaunch Cebu as an autonomous, modern, sustainable economic zone. With smart cities. With a tokenized economy. With investment from everyday people and global players. Yes, it sounds ambitious. And yes, it all begins small. With this channel. With this video. But history often unfolds where no one expected it. And maybe, someday, they will make a Netflix documentary about Cebu. But for now, we'll show you how this story will unfold. Let's start at the beginning. Cebu is not just a tourist destination. It is one of the most strategically located islands in Southeast Asia. Between Manila and Davao. Between Singapore and Shanghai. It is a natural logistics hub. A trade corridor. A melting pot of cultures and commerce. It has mountains, ports, fiber optic cables, universities, hospitals. But also slums, brownouts, polluted rivers, and outdated governance. And yet, it is growing. Cebu province contributes over $15 billion to the Philippine GDP annually. It's one of the fastest growing regions, with 8 to 9% yearly economic growth, even in uncertain times. The metro region alone is forecast to double in population by 2040. Airports are expanding. So are business parks. So are problems. The economy is expected to reach $30 to $35 billion USD by 2035. But that's only if something changes fast. That's the opportunity. That's where CebuCore comes in. We're not just here to watch the future happen. We're here to shape it. We believe Cebu doesn't need to follow the broken paths of other megacities. It can leapfrog. It can reinvent itself, not through slogans, but through systems. Urban systems. Financial systems. Digital governance systems. Energy systems. Mobility. Logistics. Housing. Healthcare. Education. Safety. And all of that, funded transparently. Built modularly. Run by data. And connected to the real economy via a blockchain-backed token, CCR. Because timing matters. The Philippines just passed key legislation for digital zones and foreign investments. Web3 and decentralized infrastructure are maturing. More than 100 million young Filipinos are entering the digital economy. Climate change is no longer a future threat, it's a present danger. And for regions like Cebu, it's now or never. We're building a blueprint. We'll show you how we'll invest $15 to $20 billion into this ecosystem over time. We'll show you what this place could look like in 2035. And how, if you're early, this could be like getting into Apple or Nvidia. Not today, but 25 years ago. That's why we're launching CebuCore Token, CCR. A digital asset that will power our zones, fund our infrastructure, and reward long-term believers. Our goal is to raise $10 million through IDO. And give early investors more than just upside. This is not a typical startup. This is something bigger. This is urban transformation, backed by blockchain, built by visionaries, funded by the crowd. And it all starts here. Let's step back and look deeper. What are we really trying to fix? Cebu, like many fast-growing regions, faces problems that are both visible and systemic. You see it in the streets. Traffic that doesn't move. Roads designed for 500,000 now carry 5 million. Jeepneys. Tricycles. Scooters. Trucks. Pushing through intersections built decades ago. Time lost. Goods delayed. Emissions rising. That's not just inconvenience, it's economic loss. Every hour stuck in traffic is opportunity lost for families, for businesses, for progress. Now look at the skyline. It's changing. Cranes rise, buildings expand. But much of it is reactive. There's no central vision. Urban development happens without coherence. Malls pop up next to slums, luxury condos face mountains of garbage. There is no plan for shared growth. And then, energy. Brownouts are common. Backup generators, loud, dirty, expensive, are still the norm in many areas. Electricity is expensive, unreliable, and often sourced from imported diesel. In a tropical nation with sun, wind, water, that's a tragedy. But it's also a chance. Then, waste. Plastic in rivers. Mountains of uncollected garbage. Recycling systems are non-existent or symbolic. Tourist beaches suffer. Mangroves suffocate. Water systems leak. Sewage spills untreated into oceans. And governance? Too slow. Too fragmented. Too paper-based. City councils are overwhelmed. Digital records are rare. Budgets go missing. Corruption, in many forms, is part of daily life. And yet, despite all this, people build. Families grow. Entrepreneurs hustle. Students study in the dark, still dreaming of something better. That's where CebuCore steps in. Not to complain, but to build differently. We don't start from scratch. We start with the map that already exists. The people. The districts. The failures, and the opportunities. Our model. Smart development zones. Targeted urban clusters designed around function, not fiction. Each smart zone is a living ecosystem. With its own solar energy generation, smart water treatment, digital connectivity, public transport, security, and logistics. Each zone is connected to a digital ledger, where funding, operations, contracts, and ownership are fully visible. It's governance on-chain. Transparent. Trackable. Accountable. And it doesn't stop there. We redevelop broken areas. Not to displace people, but to uplift them. We work with local communities to co-design urban districts. Affordable housing that doesn't mean cheap quality. Streets that aren't just for cars, but for humans. Schools, clinics, parks, and fiber internet in every block. We partner with innovators to create green energy solutions. Biogas from waste. Solar microgrids. Battery storage. Token-powered incentives for recycling, efficiency, and maintenance. We build logistics. Digital marketplaces for farmers and artisans. Warehouses managed via blockchain. Smart contracts for delivery and supply. We invest in talent. Co-working hubs. Training centers. Coding boot camps. Maker spaces. Startup incubators. It's not charity. It's not a PR stunt. It's design. Backed by data. Led by systems thinkers. And made real through real investment. CebuCore is not just a dream. It is a blueprint, scalable, replicable, modular. Because the world doesn't need more skyscrapers. It needs better systems. We believe that Cebu can be that model. Not just for the Philippines, but for the world. A place where technology meets humanity. Where development doesn't mean displacement. Where every peso and every token moves something forward. Visual suggestion. Transition to hopeful music. Yes, the problems are real. But so are the solutions. And in Cebu, we choose to build them. Together. Now, let's talk economics. This is where the story turns from potential to power. Cebu's current regional GDP in 2024 is approximately $19 to $20 billion USD, accounting for nearly 8% of the Philippines' national output. Even amid global uncertainty, its economy is expanding at a steady 8% to 9% annually, a rate that outpaces many developed markets. This growth isn't just numbers on paper. It translates into rising consumer demand, urban expansion, and an increasingly tech-savvy middle class. Cebu is fast becoming a hub for logistics, BPO, business process outsourcing, tourism, and export manufacturing. If we invest smartly and invest boldly, we project the regional GDP to reach $60 to $65 billion USD by 2035. That's a 3 times growth in just over a decade, a near tripling of the economy, and an opportunity that very few regions in the world can offer today. Here's what that means in real terms. Black small square real estate values could rise 2-3 times, especially in strategic urban corridors and near smart zones. Black small square small and medium enterprises, SMEs, will flourish with better access to infrastructure and digital tools. Black small square infrastructure upgrades won't just be costs, they'll be value multipliers. Black small square tech-driven jobs in AI, Web3, logistics, energy, and construction will become a dominant part of the labor market. That's why CebuCore will invest at least $15 to $20 billion USD into the region over the next 8 to 10 years. Across energy, transport, housing, recycling, digital systems, logistics, education, and urban design. These are not one-time projects. These are long-term systems designed to create circular value and long-term returns. At the heart of this launch is our token, CCR, CebuCore Coin. We plan to raise $10 million via IDO, initial DEX offering. This capital will fund our first smart zones, digital governance platform, and early green infrastructure. Your token is backed by real value. Heavy checkmark tangible assets. Heavy checkmark land, solar farms, water systems. Heavy checkmark digital tools and governance protocols. Heavy checkmark service revenue from smart zones. Heavy checkmark and long-term equity upside. Being an early token holder is like buying Apple in 1997 or Nvidia in 1999. Before the iPhone, before generative AI, when few could see what was coming. We're offering that kind of early entry, not just to venture capital, but to you. Let's break it down. We bring in $10 million to launch Phase 1, the pilot smart zone. This funds solar energy microgrids, smart water treatment, low-carbon modular housing, blockchain-based governance infrastructure, beta logistics and token-based services. Then we scale. Black Small Square land acquisition. Black Small Square local government partnerships. Black Small Square vertical urban development. Black Small Square tokenized identity and services. Black Small Square public-private co-investment vehicles. By 2030, we expect the first smart zone to become self-sustaining, generating its own energy, supporting hundreds of micro-enterprises, and becoming a model of self-reliant urban economy. Annual returns. Our conservative projections show 7% to 9% IRR from real estate appreciation, energy resale and savings, SME licensing, transaction fees from the digital platform, local revenue participation tokens. And remember, this is just Phase 1. Early equity contributors benefit in two ways. Heavy checkmark CCR tokens with liquidity and utility. Heavy checkmark private equity exposure to CebuCore Corp. Every peso invested becomes part of the region's transparent, blockchain-based ledger. Visible, auditable, immutable. Why should you care? Because investing here isn't just smart, it's rare. Regions with 8 to 9% annual GDP growth, access to international trade routes, abundant natural energy, and tokenized infrastructure are virtually unheard of. Add a young population, rising digital adoption, and policy support for private development, and you get an investment horizon that looks like Shenzhen in 2000 or Dubai in 1995. From 2025 to 2035, you can expect Black Small Square a population that doubles, exceeding 10 million. Black Small Square new airports, ports, and universities. Black Small Square an urban skyline built for sustainability. Black Small Square entrepreneurs embedded in the blockchain economy. Black Small Square zones powered by solar, biogas, and green logistics. Black Small Square a growing regional hub for climate tech, fintech, and digital manufacturing. Now, the ask. CebuCore token, CCR, launches soon. Green Circle $10 million IDO. Green Circle $15 to $20 billion total capital roadmap. Green Circle Smart Zones purpose-built for resilience, growth, and technology. Green Circle all backed by a public ledger and private leadership. This is not a promise. Not a brochure. Not a tech demo. It's a systems-focused investment framework. Backed by real estate, regulated tokens, data infrastructure, and long-term public value. Narrator. Cebu isn't just a map. It's a blueprint. Heavy checkmark modaliable for cities in Indonesia, Vietnam, and Africa. Heavy checkmark scalable from 1 smart zone to 10. Heavy checkmark replicable for the world's rising economies. To build it, we're building trust. To grow it, we're growing data. To sustain it, we're sustaining infrastructure. Yes, investing in Cebu is bold. Yes, it's long-term. But it's also inevitable, for those who understand what's coming. Final statement, slower tone, inspirational. So, welcome back to the island. Welcome to CebuCore. This is Phase 3. The economics. The opportunity. And the proof that Cebu can be reimagined. By design, by value, and by token. Together, we build.